Some of the white people doesn't like us.
Don't want to sell us a home or don't want to sell us a business.
We still face problems.
Buying a home, buying a business could be very complicated.
Still a lot of racism here.
A language barrier, but a lot of these good paying jobs, you have to know English and Spanish.
I think Puerto Rican families are very close. Back up everybody, each other.
We naturally want to help each other.
I love to be Puerto Rican. I really love it.
垒球在当地的波多黎各社区特别受欢迎，他们经常会组织比赛。莫妮卡和她老公开的酒吧也赞助了一支球队。她17岁的时候就搬到了 Holyoke， 现在已经在这儿住了37年。
My name is Monica. I'm Puerto Rican. I was born in Puerto Rico, and I came here at 17 years old. My mom had problems with my dad. They separated, so my mom brought us here because my aunts used to live here. So we started living here. I went to school here, and we stayed here.
Friday, give it till tomorrow, and if you don't see it tomorrow, can you send me a text? When we're going to the black party, right? How's the black party? We're heading to the black party now. My name is Angelina Madera. I've been living in the Holyoke area pretty much all my life. I currently work for the Holyoke School Department. I am stationed to work at the Holyoke High School. I graduated from here back in '03. My mother, she was born in Mayagüez, Puerto Rico. She came to the United States in a very young age, at the age of 3. She was pretty much raised in the Brooklyn area. My father was born and raised in the Bronx area, and I was born in Springfield, but I grew up here in Holyoke. Both my parents never made it to high school. So that's something that I saw growing up, and that's something I didn't want for myself, which is why I graduated high school, and then I went on to Bay Path University for my bachelor's in psychology.
So when you were here, is that like when Holyoke is still paper city at that time?
Yeah, a little bit, but it wasn't a lot of Puerto Ricans at that time. It wasn't a lot of Spanish classes or anything like that, so I didn't know a lot of English. So I graduated with a lot of English-speaking people. I didn't know, yeah. It was hard before when I came here. I graduated from high school here. I came here to 12th grade.
Oh, 12.
So I graduated here.
Your children, they raise up in Puerto Rico culture. How they get accept? I mean, like American.
My kids were born here.
Born here.
Yeah, in 89, 91, and 97. I have 3 boys. And they were born here, they went to school here, they went to college here. I don't think it's a difference. My kids know how to talk and write and read in Spanish and English. It's a good thing that we're born like that, so I teach them one language and they learn the other one. In school, they learn English, so I teach them Spanish. Because even I've been here 37 years, my language is not that good. My English is not that good because I don't practice it a lot.
Some of the challenges I've seen and I have witnessed is a lot of, it's more a language barrier. A lot of these jobs that are good paying jobs require you to read English, speak English, write English, and that could be a big barrier because we all want good paying jobs, but a lot of these good paying jobs, you have to know English and Spanish, so that becomes a barrier. But one of the good benefits I love about the Holyoke community is that there are a lot of jobs where you don't have to speak English because the second most spoken language in the Holyoke area is Spanish. So there's jobs that are really flexible with you not knowing English. Some jobs benefit more for you to know Spanish so you could better serve people in the community because a lot of people in the community, Spanish is their first language. And there's also help in the Holyoke Community College where you can learn English for free. There's classes there. So they could benefit from knowing both languages so they can have more opportunity when it comes to jobs. The difference I see when I was coming to high school is the curriculum, events, nothing was translated in Spanish at the time when I was coming here. And it's interesting because at that age, I knew English, so I didn't care because I understood English. So if you gave me curriculum in English, if you invited me to an event in English, it never crossed my mind how important it is for stuff like this to be translated so people in the Puerto Rican community could participate. But if everything is in English, how are they going to be successful in their academics? How are they going to be able to attend these events if everything is in English? So the difference I seen from the time I was coming here was everything was in English versus now everything is translated. And I just find that to be so important. So one thing about the Holyoke High School is that anything up that we have in English, you will also see in Spanish.
So on the left is like
Yep,
English, on
it's
the
the
right.
Holyoke High School mission statement. So that's our mission. We have it in English and we have it in Spanish. And as you can see here, everything is translated. That's English and then Spanish. So you'll see everything translated. Spanish. I can understand it, but when it's time for me to talk back, it's very broken. But I learned Spanish very late in life. 15 years old is very late in life to learn another language, to me personally. I wish I would have learned it at 2 or 3 years old. That would have been
that's
easier.
way easier, right?
Yeah,
Right.
but 15, I'm in high school. You know, I think I started learning Spanish my sophomore year.
We still face problems like with white people. We still feel, yeah. In some parts, sometimes when I'm doing anything for the bar, licenses, something like that, we feel like we are facing problems with them.
I mean, you guys like treat it differently
Yeah.
from.
We do.
But how that?
I'm
Just
telling
if
you. And even people around, they treat us bad, or you see them treating bad, like people from the street, like they still have some of them here.
Wow, I didn't know that actually.
I'm telling you, and a lot of things happen here in the city because my son used to be counselor at large in here in Holyoke. And I've been seeing a lot of stuff in the city. So it's not like it happens there, and that city happens everywhere. But we still have a lot of problems, and it's not only us, everybody. In all the city halls, the police stations, everything. To me, it's just about permits. Right now, I'm gonna tell you. I had the accident. I came from Puerto Rico, I had the accident. So I didn't fill the paperwork to open this because I have a seasonal. I've been closed in February and March, so I opened in April 1st. So I didn't do the paperwork on time. So they made me do the whole thing again. Like a new legal license, everything. That's why we're still closed. Because I went through everything from zero. Even if I've been open for 3 years. That's why I did it. But I know another club that happened the same, and they let them open. So that's what I'm telling you, that not everybody's treating the same. And that guy, even the guy from the club told me, I had the same problem, and I went here, and I got mad, and they told me, okay, you can open. So me, I'm doing it soft, I'm doing everything they say, and why they don't let me open. So that's why I'm saying they don't treat people the same at all. There's still a lot of racism here.
The Holyoke community is very diverse, and the Puerto Rican population is extremely high. There's still barriers where buying a home, buying a business could be very complicated because there's expectations, and people that are selling these homes or people that are selling these bars are not okay with the Spanish community owning their own businesses. So that could become a barrier. We tend to bump into people that don't want to sell us a home or don't want to sell us a business because of our culture differences. So I've seen that as a barrier too. But one thing about the Holyoke community is that we find loopholes into getting our homes and getting our businesses, because there's so many resources and there's so many agencies that if you're feeling discriminated, there's somebody that could come and advocate for you, to be that advocate for you in the process of you owning your home or owning a business or anything in that form. So there's loopholes to everything, which is great. How are you gonna better serve them? So I feel like People need to be more diverse, be culture sensitive, be open to understanding the barriers of these families that are going through. And I have met people that don't want to be flexible. They don't want to understand. They don't want to understand where you're coming from, where your background, what are your challenges. They're like really set on their ways. And that's usually the older generation here, very older generation. They've been their way for a long time, and they tend to like not be diverse. They don't want to mingle with people who are diverse, people of color. But I've noticed as years are going, the younger generation is getting older. Those things are starting to change in the Holyoke community.
But why like more people from Puerto Rico come here? Especially here, it's almost like more than half of the population.
In Puerto Rico, the economics are not that good. Plus, if one family come here, everything went good to that family. So they keep coming here. Like I brought my sister, I brought my brother, my sister-in-law, my aunts, everybody keep coming, and then Puerto Ricans, all the families come here. Sometimes they go back, sometimes they stay here. I've been here for 37 years, so. But my mom and my dad, after 37 years here, they moved to Puerto Rico. They moved this year, they moved back.
Oh, they moved back?
Yeah, they retired from here and they moved back this year.
I started to see a big population of Puerto Ricans moving here after Hurricane Maria. We all know Hurricane Maria happened in Puerto Rico. A lot of the families lost their homes, lost their families, and they're very aware that the Holyoke community is big on the Puerto Rican population, is more welcoming here, but a lot of them came here because they needed to start all over. There was help available here. There was resources here. There was housing available for them. So they had a lot of opportunity moving here to Holyoke. So the population was higher because of the welcoming of them coming here to get settled and start a life here. I tend to be very emotional and very proud of is how tight our community is. Like, for instance, today's event, we threw a huge youth conference for the children and the kids in our community to come together, to win prizes, mingle with other students, watch break dancers. Like, one thing about Holyoke is that we always have events happening for our community, especially for our children in the community, to bring them closer together. And that's something that I actually love about Holyoke. There's always something happening to keep our children busy here. The Spanish community, the Puerto Rican community, I feel like we naturally stay connected. We naturally want to help each other. We naturally want to talk to amongst each other. We always want to help each other anyway. Even if they want to do volunteer, they want to be able to cook for our event, participate, do whatever they can do to contribute to the events that we have. And that's something I absolutely love about the Puerto Rican community, is that we all come together to have these events because they know the children could benefit from having these events and participating in these events. So we naturally want to help each other.
What do you see like in the future? Like
In the future? So I'm gonna keep working after I get better. I reopen my daycare because it's closed too, because I cannot work with the kids. I'm gonna work like 5 or 7 more years, and then I'm gonna retire, and then I'm going back to Puerto Rico. That's my thing. I have a little land, so I'm gonna start building my house. So when I go, I have my house there. And in Puerto Rico, you don't pay the taxes for your land, anything. If your land is yours, it's yours.
oh really? There's tax?
And you don't pay insurance for the cars. Really? Just a sticker, so it's a lot of stuff that if it's yours, you don't spend money there.
Wow.
So if you have your retirement money and you're receiving that and you live there with your house and your car, you're good. So that's what I'm planning to. If I don't have to work anymore, I'll go to the beach every day.
Puerto Rican people, they leave the community or they always stay here? Because I went to some Indian reservation. The people there is like even they go out to study and then after they finish at school, they will just come back. They don't want.
I've seen that too. My Spanish-speaking students, what are your plans? And they think it's just easier. And that's why it's one of my biggest worries. They feel like it's easier to go back to Puerto Rico to get their college degree because they'll be more successful because it's all Spanish-speaking, and then come back for work. I've seen that. I even seen adults do it. They'll get their college degree in Puerto Rico because their first language is Spanish and that's what they're comfortable with. And the curriculum is easier for them. Their major is easier for them to study in Spanish. So they tend to get their college degree in Puerto Rico and then they come over here for work.
Just last time, I saw you and a lot of people with your relatives. When you guys meet each other, just like hug and kiss on the cheek.
Yeah,
that's like
that's what we do
something
all the
now
time.
like Asian country we do.
Oh, you don't?
We don't. Like,
We do every place.
That's like
Just give a
Sure.
kiss or give a hug.
just like that's trying to show like friendly or.
Yes. If you go to Puerto Rico, it's like that. Like everywhere you go, everybody say hi to you with a kiss and a hug. We are like that
Oh,
all
you
the
mean-
time. If I know you for the first time,
Oh.
hi, how are you? Yeah, and we'll give you a kiss and.
But how do you guys see the family? How do you guys treat like each other? How do you guys portray?
Our family, I think Puerto Rican families are very close. Like, it's one family that always fight or something, but we are close. We are parents, we are kids. We're always very close and we participate in everything, all the events they have. Yeah, we do. We are like that. My sister and my dad and my mom are in Puerto Rico and we contact each other every week. Like, sometimes my son every day. How they cannot be like that? That's the best way to be, like to family and friends too. Like right now when this happened, everybody helped me. Everybody that comes here, even their clients here, they help me. They did a party and they help me economically. So we back up everybody, each other. That's what I always say.
Sometimes when you see you guys hung out, I can now tell that's your relatives or your friends. You guys all like.
Yeah, that's the way it is. That's the way we are, and I love it. I love to be Puerto Rican. I really love it.
Yeah, that's like I was thinking like we should, learn more from you guys to show more love to each other. Like Asian or especially Chinese, we are trying to hold. We don't tell, especially parents.
I've seen videos, and I
Yeah.
cannot believe how they
Yeah,
are.
it's different.
And it's some Puerto Ricans married to Chinese, and I see how they are
Yeah.
in videos and all that. I said, oh my God, it's different.
Yeah, that's why
Very different.
they should show more, love to each other, like more outside, not like this.
Yeah.
采访完没多久，到了7月份，Angie 所在的 Holyoke 高中和当地的小学又开始了他们第3年的暑期合作项目，主要是为了提高小学生的学习成绩，同时也给那些想进教育行业的高中生提供一个实习的机会。莫妮卡这边也顺利地拿到了酒吧的营业执照，周5晚上就重新开业了，当地很多人也是前来捧场，现场是非常的热闹。